Now you're probably wondering, what is this mason jar doing here and what's all this? When the machine was bought, and this was a $13,000 machine when we got it, its cost is really the zeolite and I believe platinum filter, maybe palladium, I'm not sure what all is in here, but it's very expensive catalysts that, like the catalytic converter in your car, is going to turn any of the vapors that don't turn into oil that escape are going to be converted by this high temperature. It's about 300 300 Celsius in here, and it will then turn it into carbon dioxide and water. So it's going to break these molecules down. That's the expensive part. That's why this tube goes. This was the very simple water bath that took those vapors as they went down in here. They bubbled out here, and this was filled with water up to about this drain here, and then oil would float on the water and accumulate and accumulate, and then when you wanted to get the oil out, you opened a spigot here and it drained down here back down to the water level. The water bath cooled the pyrolysis gases and let them condense so that the oil would float. Now this vessel, this glass vessel that was here, broke. When we were trying to remove this to clean it, it shattered, and it shouldn't have, but it was a defect, and it's very difficult to get a replacement. So we thought, well, we can't use the machine anymore. And then Russell Watrous, our neighbor who's a retired engineer, said, all that is a bath of water. I can make us a bath of water. So he took the spigots out of here and here and basically replicated. These were the old spigots that were on here, see? And he epoxied them into this mason jar, and then he made his own fitting on his machine, on his CNC machine. He made his own fitting to replicate that, and then the tube, he put down a brass tube going underneath the water line. So if I pull this out, he also took this fitting, which was for the gas, the vapors out at the top. There was a fitting, went there, it took it to the catalytic converter. So now if I open this up, you see that it just replicates what they already had. It's that simple. It was just a pipe to let the vapors go into the water bath and then bubble up and then cool off and condense. That's all that is, and it just needs to be sealed. So he made his own. Now we do need to, when we use this, we do need to clean it every once in a while. And one of the things that I like to do is make sure that I drain the oil out, because the oil is always floating on top. So there's the pyrolytic oil. And if you want to come in, you can maybe get a close-up of that. You can see that there's water associated with it. But the water is going to sink and the oil is going to float. So now I'm getting a lot of water in here. All right. So there's the oil over the water. That oil can be burned, and I can set this over here with the other oils that we've gotten. There's that. Now what do I do then with the waste oil, the contaminated water? Well, it'll burn. So we have this area here where we do a lot of our burning. And so I'll pour this over here. And of course the water will evaporate, and then we will drop a match in there and we'll burn off some of the oil.